Hi, I'm here with Philip Amsel and Lauren Freeman. And myself, we've contributed to a new chapbook, a collection of poetry and prose by Philip Amsel, who has done many of these in the past. And his latest is called Smoke and Mirrors. And launch will be next week, as he mentioned, on the 22nd of December in Montreal at Côte St. Luc Shopping Centre, Muffins. So I'm going to ask Phil a few questions about his latest chapbook, which is a self-published book you can do that he does every once a year or twice a year for the many years. I'm going to ask him what his intent, why he chose the title Smoke and Mirrors, and what it actually means as the title of this latest compilation of his chapbook.
Make sure that people realize we may talk about politics, we could talk about everyday life, but it's art. And it's like magic, smoke and mirrors. Now you see it, now you don't. That's why I picked that title. And let me add, bring a friend. I don't think I said that. If you want to bring a friend, you're welcome to bring a friend to the launch. Okay.
Okay. So this is quite a hefty endeavor, this particular chapbook. It has over 50 pages of containing at least, eight contributing...
Maybe more than that even.
Contributors into this?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
So it's a community writers book in Montreal. Mind you, I suppose, Philip, you would take submissions from people outside of Montreal.
And by the way, because Lauren thought of the name, the paperback writers.
Right.
Oh yeah, I would take submissions. Yeah, my friend from Toronto.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell you where he lives now, but.
And the postal strike is over temporarily. They've been ordered back to work.
Well, there'll be a backlog.
So if people would want this book in the mail, you would send it to them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Philip, why don't you read one of your poems or poetry?
Okay, now I wrote a parable, that's what I write, symbolic, about a young man who finds a job, but it's based on a real story. I had a friend, Ron Verreau, in the 80s and 90s, and he was on the bus, and there was an older guy, whatever that means to me now, who was a little inebriated, and my friend paid the difference of his fare, and the guy gave him his business card, and it turned into a real job. So that's the basis of this. Now, I have an interlude in the story. He starts as a young man and ends up, grown up. It's like the chorus in a play. It's called A Hymn to the Spirit of Nature. Okay. After reading books and getting along with some friends, a man with an enemy, I ignored the spirit of nature often in this time of life. My mother whispers, listen to your body. My physician takes no chances with my health, and on the wall I have pictures of nature. Nature who presents itself as the ground of my being. I, an urbanized citizen, love you because no one can say that you do not exist. I almost never go to the country, but I have a 12th-floor view. I can see the rain pattering on roofs of neighboring buildings. I enjoy urban inlets of trees, islets of trees. The nature is a supernatural fact, that's in quotes. I enjoy getting high on my imagination to better experience the life of the mind. Sensuality or sexuality brings me back to myself. Talking with one of my friends or writing a poem like this makes me as warm as toast. I touch nature's hem while I am indoors too. Please, nature, let me greet you outside. Find me someone with a country house, or help me to get enough money to stay at a B&B or hotel with a friend.
Well, they say great minds think alike, and I would never presume to have a great mind, but we have almost similar themes in one of the selections I wrote.
If I could add something, just by random chance or whatever you call it, there's a lot of nature imagery of other people too in this book. I don't know why, but that's.
But you said in there was a line, "Return to myself."
Yeah.
And I'll read a selection.
Yeah.
It's called Return to Me.
Yeah.
So here we go. Return to Me.
Hold on.
I like the sea, the calming waves as they roll in and out, back and forth, to the rhythm of my inner soul's undulation. The sand beneath my toes, the moist sponge of it, the invigorating clean air as it wafts through my nose and lungs, cleansing them. The birds soaring on air currents above me, the squirrels in the forest behind me, the porpoises leaping out of the water in the distance. The sun energizing me with its rays and warmth. I am connected to life. It's a salve to my Pisces soul. I feel alive, refreshed, renewed. I'm back, baby. So that's my selection, and it's very similar to Philip's idea of return to nature as refreshing you and renewing you.
Lauren also, sure, but it's not what you think. Okay.
Lauren,
Yeah.
you have a selection. This is Lauren Freeman's. You've made several contributions. We'll be reading one selection from the new chapbook.
I have to find it.
He has to find it.
I found it.
He found it.
The nudist.
The what?
The nudist.
The nudist. So, speak now.
Enunciate.
On my way to Springfield, I saw a man who would not yield. He was walking around in the buff, and everyone could see his stuff. I don't know if he was arrested, but the law he really tested. My friend said he was probably taken to a psychiatric ward, and there was certainly no reward.
So, in a way, Lauren, that's also a little bit about nature, because he's a nudist, and nudists are part of nature. They like to, and he did it in public. So, yeah. So that's one of your two selections you have.
Yeah.
Okay, great, wonderful. All right. In closing, what would you like to say, Phil?
Well,
Anything you would like to add?
I'll just repeat it. Next Sunday, the 22nd, 10:30 at Muffins Plus at the Coach and Oak Shopping Center. Free snack, free book, bring a friend. Le lancement déjeuner aura lieu au centre d'achat Côte-Saint-Luc, au Muffins Plus, à 10h30 du matin. Bouffe gratuit, vivre gratuit, amener une amie.
And Phil just passed the Quebec language in public speaking French test. You don't have to take it. I'm sure you have satisfied the Quebec Premier Legault, and you will not get fined or anyway by the language police. Yeah.
This poem I read was a true story. I was in Burlington, Vermont, and he was walking naked through Church Street. It's like a pedestrian-only street, and I was at a restaurant. He was on the other side, walking nonchalantly along.
Well, perverse if you're walking nude in a church. Anyways, we'll see you next week at Phil's launch of his newest chapbook, Smoke and Mirrors.